Right, just to warm us up a little bit. There's no band today, but I want us to clap our hands like this. Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson. Come on. Oh, Tommy, Tommy, faster now. Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson. Oh, Tommy, Tommy, lift it up. Tommy, 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 Tommy Robinson. We want Tommy out. We want Tommy out. Come on. We want Tommy out. We want Tommy out. We want Tommy out. We want Tommy out.
An absolute clown show. On Saturday, the 1st of February, thousands of Tommy Robinson supporters marched through the streets of London to protest Robinson, real name Stephen Yaxley Lennon, being imprisoned and held in isolation for what they and Tommy say is simply reporting on the truth.
Excuse me, which media are you from?
All of them.
I'm freelance.
Who are you from? Who are you from? Who are you
Independent media right here.
Who are you from, lads? Come on, you're all journalists. Who are you a journalist for? You? Mate, watch my film. Have any of you watched the film?
Is it called Silence?
Yeah, do you not? Do you know what I mean? Look, this is the problem.
Are they silent stuff?
None of them will ever report the truth.
Will they end up like you if they say anything?
This is totally controlled media, yeah? And they know all I've done is report the truth. I've done what you should be doing, yeah? I've filled your gap because you're all failures.
Before we have some fun clowning on this circus of an event, I need to give you some context to understand why the idea of anyone protesting this man being in jail is just embarrassing. This all started in 2018 when Tommy posted 2 videos to his over 1 million followers on Facebook at the time, attacking a 15-year-old Syrian schoolboy, calling him a violent sex offender. In these videos, Tommy said he had as absolute fact that the kid was beating up young girls in the school, that he had bitten, kicked, and beaten a little girl black and blue. The boy sued Tommy, who made an absolute fool of himself in court and lost what may be one of the most black and white, obvious defamation lawsuits that we've ever seen from a public figure. Tommy was ordered by the court to pay over £100,000 in damages and not to repeat the slander. Instead, he released the full-length documentary Silenced, repeating all of these lies and attacks and more. And he has repeated his lies and attacks on the boy in numerous interviews. For my full breakdown on how Tommy's attacks on this kid were clearly and conclusively proven to be lies, you can watch my full review of Tommy Robinson's Silenced, where I break all of this down in detail and cover the many, many lies that Tommy Robinson told throughout that joke of a documentary. There's one more bit of context that I want to add to the start of this video. Most of my viewers know of my channel because of my coverage of Andrew Tate's criminal and civil court cases and many scams. One thing you should all be aware of is that Tommy Robinson is a long-time friend of Andrew Tate from their time together in Luton, England, and Tommy himself has used his platform to actively spread propaganda about the Tate brothers' trafficking case and attack their victims.
Panorama just done a hit piece on him. Yeah? I don't believe him. Simple. I don't believe Panorama in anything. And there's a secretive organisation who have been pivotal in Andrew Tate's attempted takedown called Hope Not Hate. I know that they pay people tens of thousands of pounds. They liaise between the media and the person. So they'll go give a girl 20 grand. Then they'll line up BBC to interview the girl. So BBC's hands are clean. They haven't paid anyone.
This is where, so when all the stuff come out about Andrew Tate, and a lot of my supporters fell out of me, I lost 25% of my subscription base, yeah, because I refused to condemn it. And I refused to come out. And a lot of my supporters don't like the fact that he's converted. A lot of them claim they don't like the way he's made his money through women. A lot of them have claimed the moral thing around that. So there's been all these issues going on in my own base, yeah? Yeah. But I've said, no, this is lies, yeah? You cannot trust anything that they're saying. When they put someone up on TV, no longer I could trust any of them. When there's someone sitting talking, I think, how much have you been paid? They pay the girls. And I guarantee you they've been in contact with every girl Andrew Tate's ever contacted. I guarantee you.
Yeah, no, they have.
Guarantee you.
He even said it.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
Like 50K.
Yeah.
To be clear, you cannot be against Andrew Tate and support his victims, while at the same time support Tommy Robinson. These two positions are in direct contradiction to each other. It's also important to note that the person who is supposed to be working to stop the grooming gangs actively supports grooming gangs if the leaders are his mates, like the Tate brothers. Now that that's all out of the way, back to the circus that was the Tommy Robinson protest on the weekend. In the lead up to the event, there was one thing that Tommy's entire circle seemed to be making a conscious effort to stress to the public: that this was going to be a peaceful event, without violence.
Love for your fellow countrymen and women, and above all, no violence at demonstrations, either with other crowds, i.e. the left or the Antifa or whoever it is, or with the police or whoever. It's vitally important that we keep these events peaceful. If anything descends into violence, you're not doing any favours to uniting the kingdom, to Tommy, to all that we've worked for in the past year. And there's been no violence at any of our events that we've done since we've got this new format, this Uniting the Kingdom format. So we want tomorrow to be the same. And that is what Tommy would want. And we do not want to see any violence whatsoever. And if that happens, well, our enemies win. It's as simple as that. So keep it peaceful, have a great day, have a few beers afterwards, do what you want afterwards when you go for a beer, go for a meal, have a good time. But please, let's just behave.
And we've got some lovely officers, and they're going to be here, so whoa, they're in riot gear. There's going to be no trouble today.
No rowdy behaviour, no turning up drunk. It's a family affair. You've seen the last few Unite the Kingdom events. They've been like music concerts. They've been beautiful. Everybody's welcome. And let's make sure that although tensions are high at the moment, let's not let anger get the better of us. Let's curb the enthusiasm very slightly. Come with gusto, but come with love in your heart.
Why are so many of Tommy Robinson's circle and organisers of the event having to beg for those who come to be peaceful and not participate in any violence? Well, it might have something to do with the history of Tommy Robinson's supporters being violent at his events and rallies.
Can you tell us what happened there, Steve?
Well, we're just outside the pub. I was with my missus here, and we got attacked by a load of thugs, completely unprovoked, EDL, FLA thugs. We've just been on the anti-Tommy Robinson demonstration, protesting against fascism. It's all right to have free speeches for Tommy, but if you oppose Tommy, you get attacked by a glass in a chair, and we have to stop this.
Okay. Were there any other victims as well, as well as yourself?
My partner Bridget, she got a chair in the ribs. She got an iron chair in the ribs. We've got an elderly gentleman got a bump on the head. We've got somebody else who got hit with a glass and got split in the head. So they've attacked us unprovoked outside a pub.
All of this isn't helped by the fact that Tommy Robinson, the leader of this movement himself, has a long history of being a violent criminal. In 2005, Robinson was jailed for violently assaulting a police officer. He has 2 more convictions for assault in 2011. And there are countless videos online of Tommy violently attacking people. I could have included a whole montage of them, but I don't want this video to be age restricted. Okay, it's time to look at some clips of the most recent Tommy Robinson circus.
It's another incredible day in London City, the capital, the cornerstone of democracy and politics worldwide. And what do we have? A man that showed a video, the silence video, which is available on Tommy Robinson's X account. With Elon's support, it's gone up to 100 and how many millions of people now? Silence gone up to
about 160 million.
Bloody hell!
We want it from today at least 200 million.
There is no documentary on any of the mainstream media networks that have hit these numbers. And for showing that documentary, they've thrown our brother Tommy Robinson into isolation. He's still there in Ward Hill Prison, not knowing what to expect from this day to the other.
I hate to burst these clowns' bubble, but that stupid video has not been viewed 160 million times. Twitter views are not real views. They count impressions, everyone who has seen the post, even scrolled past, and pretends that they are views. The man you saw dribbling that rubbish was Gurmeet Singh. He's a long-term part of Tommy Robinson's circle, going back to their days in the English Defence League. In 2013, he was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison for taking part in a violent armed robbery. So many key members of Tommy Robinson's circle seem to, like Tommy, have a long criminal history. While we're on Gurmeet, it's a good time to address the elephant in the room. Tommy Robinson's team are absolutely humiliating themselves by telling absurd lies about the size of the crowd.
You've done him proud. He's going to be hearing the roars. Out the way, mate. Out the way. Get him out the way. Out the way, sweetheart. Okay, let's slow it down, right, Richard. If you just look right behind us, I mean, just look. There's thousands. The flags go on for absolute miles. A lot of press in the way. Get them out the bloody way. They're not our media. But yeah, there's absolutely tens and tens of thousands here. Right, we're restarting the march. Obviously, there's tens and tens of thousands of people here. You can't get everybody to march at the same sort of pace, but we're getting it done, and we're getting it done for our brother Tommy. We're just getting a bit of peace here. We're letting everybody catch up on everything. If you look down there, there's tens and tens of thousands of people. There's flags waving all over the place. We're just letting everybody catch up, getting a little bit of order in place so we can start marching back to the demonstration point, and that's it.
Tommy Robinson's team suffered a major communication breakdown when it came to the crowd sizes. These guys on the ground were claiming there was tens of thousands, while these two event organisers, in the aftermath of the rally, acknowledged the disappointing crowd size and were saying it was because of freezing cold weather.
And it's been a reasonable turnout, not as big as we would like, but I think there's a number of reasons. I'll tell you why I think today's turnout was good, but not as big as we'd hoped. I think the first reason is, my God, it is freezing. Danny, what's it been like?
Do you know what? I've seized up. My ribs, I feel like I've been in the ring with Mike Tyson. I'm like, we've been tense all day where it's so cold. So hat off to anyone that did come today, because they really have, I mean, all right, it held off. The weather, you know, the rain didn't.
No rain, but it has been bitterly cold. And
one of those gentlemen was Daniel Thomas, aka Danny Tomo. In 2016, Danny was sentenced to 2 years in prison for the attempted kidnapping of a man at knife point over drug money. These two said they didn't get the crowd they liked because it was too cold. The other clowns repeatedly said there was tens of thousands of people, and the admin running Tommy's Twitter account started posting that there was 100,000 people. They posted this over and over, and other accounts affiliated with Tommy just had to run with it. The absolute buffoons that are running Tommy's social media while he is in prison want us to believe that this is 100,000 people, and they want us to believe that this is 100,000 people.
But if Aidan, if it is possible for you to pick the camera up and put the camera up in the air and look at where we've just come from, and that gives you the chance to see the sheer number of people who are out here supporting Tommy Robinson. And the line is going back to where we started, and we've been walking for about 15 minutes. So this is the pinch point where we need to carefully control the people.
Unfortunately for Team Tommy, we have eyes. I don't think I can go any further in the video without showing you what I believe was the highlight of this event. Richard Inman was in charge of marshalling the troops during the march through the streets of London, and he had things well and truly under control.
Right now, at the centre of Freedom, Big Ben, the Elizabeth Tower, out to the Parliament. Let's get this banner around and let's march on to the demonstration point and show our support for our brother Tommy Robinson. Stop! Don't move!
Stop! We're making a line here, right? Get the security here. We're making a line for a reason. Don't move till I tell you to move. Get the security up here. Quick, double quick. Let's make a line and they come. Get across that road, big time. Stop there! Stop doing your toes. Right, make a line across this road. fuck's sake. No, Paul, we want them facing that way. Get everybody facing that way. Bring the line across here. I want the line. Guys, I want this line. Paul, this line. On the end of the banner across the road now. Everyone there now.
You tell them, Richard. Our mate Richard then had a run-in with a police officer. The officer had had trouble getting the protesters to keep the march to the road and not on the footpaths. It had gotten to the point where the policeman had said if they didn't cooperate, they would make some arrests. Naturally, Richard responded by melting down, threatening the policeman with a riot, that he would have a problem with the media and would lose his job.
When we did this, right, talking to you, and you were on the call, we said if we got to the situation where there was a lot of people, you would put a road closure. Yeah. Hold on, we're 15 minutes away from setting off on the march. Yeah. You're talking about nicking people.
Richard, calm down.
I was told that you would start nicking people, right?
Calm down.
You don't have to tell me to calm down.
You're shouting at me.
No, you don't have to tell me to calm down. I am talking to you. I'm talking to you in a certain manner. I'm not shouting at you.
There is plenty of room at the back.
Yeah, but
so you've got, and that's okay. That's fine. Right. So I'm asking this people on this side of the road to speak to them, because if they are in breach of the conditions,
when somebody comes to me and says they're going to start nicking people for standing on the pavement, that is bang out of order. It's a breach of trust. No. I don't know what you're talking about. One of your guys came to me and said you're going to start nicking people.
Right, Richard.
Are you going to start
enforcing the conditions?
You know, if you start nicking people over there, you're going to have a riot in your hands. It's on you.
Richard.
It's on you. You're the commander. It's on you. I'm not one of your officers. Don't speak down.
I'm not speaking down to you. You're shouting.
No, I'm raising my voice because you're not listening to me. Right? You cannot start nicking people over there. Okay? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and speak to these people.
Please do.
Standing on the pavement is not a thing.
If they are forming up for your march, and they are in breach of the conditions,
they are not forming up. They are not forming up for our march. We had you are showing bad faith. You are the problem here. You are the problem.
What the issue is.
I'm going to tell you something now. If you start nicking people that are just going to a peaceful demonstration, you're going to have a major problem with these people here. You're going to have a major problem with the media, and you'll probably lose your job, hopefully. Because you're behaving like an absolute idiot.
I noted it. Please stop calling me an idiot. I'm trying to explain to you.
I'm trying to keep myself calm.
Now, you're the one who's not keeping to your agreement.
Oh, no. So you're
I'm asking you to start talking to these people.
This has been streamed over. Everyone can see what's happening here.
Talking a little bit about the going through of this demonstration, Richard. How's all the dealings with the police officers?
Well, I mean, we've had big problems with the police back on the line there. They've threatened to start arresting people. We forcefully told them to wind the necks in, and they did, and then they closed the road. But it was ridiculous. I mean, there could have been a really serious incident there, and that was the most senior officer on the ground today, threatened to start arresting people standing on the pavement. Right? And it was completely a breach of faith on his part. So that's what we're dealing with. I mean, it is two-tier policing.
Hey, out the way.
It is two-tier policing, and that's what we're dealing with, mate. So, yeah, but we're good now. We're on the march. It's looking good behind us. And that cop on that line could have started a riot. Yeah. I mean, let's say, fair play. Well, he didn't even back down and just said the road's closed. Yeah. You know, he was totally out of order. I'm not going to work with that cop again. If I find out I need to find his, I think it's Jim.
During the march, a few of the gentlemen made the comment that the UK was now like North Korea because Tommy ended up in jail after deliberately disobeying court order over and over by refusing to stop repeating his obvious slander about a schoolboy being a violent sex offender.
Standing for a right cause, which is the freedom of Tommy Robinson. He should never be in prison. England right now is acting like North Korea. They need to stop with the political prisoners. They need to free Tommy, stop the isolation, and we're here to demand it.
But why do you believe, that the authorities have now been preventing Tommy's friends from going to see him in a preemptive strike, saying, you can't go?
Your guess is as good as mine. I mean, this is, if you didn't know any different, you'd think this was North Korea. You know, I mean, what is that all about, stopping his friends from going to see him?
Just a bunch of little drama queens. Once the actual rally started, it became very clear that Tommy being in isolation was a secondary issue, and this was really an Islam is yucky rally. A bunch of unhinged lunatics that spoke made this very clear, including this absolute fruitcake.
You know, in this country, they have got one word, that is Islamophobia. The phobia word, they have used it in a very wrong way. We are not scared of Islam. We are not scared of Islam. This country belongs to Christians, and this country respects every religion. You're in this country. If you don't want to live in this country, you can go back to your Sharia countries. Not here. Not here. So my dear friends, Islam is not a religion. It's dressed as a religion, but it's the cult and evil and wicked, vicious acts behind the name of religion. So
it was now time for the comedy act of the evening. This guy had an absolute zinger about Elon's "My Heart Goes Out to You" Zig Heil.
I was going to say, "My heart goes out to you all," but my fiance said I can't say it. Apparently you're not allowed to say "my heart goes out to you all." So my heart would stay right here. Not moving, stay right here. Now, I did also say, obviously, the last few times we were here,
one of the speakers was a lawyer. Surely he could talk some sense into these people and tell them how ridiculous it was that they are protesting this man being in jail.
Tommy Robinson, currently serving 18 months in prison for showing the film Silenced. In other words, for telling the truth when other media outlets were just telling lies. And here's the thing, he's not just in prison, he's in solitary confinement. Now that is something that is usually used to punish prisoners who act up in prison. And we know that segregation of that kind for periods longer than 14 days can have a detrimental effect on somebody's mental health. And we know that because prison psychologists tell us that. But Tommy is likely to spend 9 months on his own. So why is that?
I'm not sure if this lawyer is lying or incompetent, but as well as a punishment for acting up in prison, someone can be kept in solitary for their own safety. Both the judge and Tommy's own lawyer made it clear that this is the reason he is in solitary. It was reportedly at their request, which makes this entire Stop the Isolation rally just silly. It is time to pull back the curtain and take a look at what this event was really about.
And I know I keep saying it, but you know what? It's what it takes to actually make these demonstrations happen. We would not have a voice if we didn't club together. There is no fat cats behind us, no big banks, no BlackRock giving us money left, right and centre just for supporting their agendas and ideas. We're doing this all off our own backs. If you can head over to urbanscoop.news/support-us. The price of a pint, you know what I mean? A piece of pie, a cup of tea. I'll chuck in a couple of quid when I get over to the demo site right now. It's what it takes to make this happen. If you don't want this happening to your people, to your family at home, you're going to have to support us. We need you. We need your help now more than ever. You've seen what they've done. You've seen what they've done to Tommy. You've seen what they've done to Tommy. We're going to need your help as much as possible so we can prevent this from happening to people that have the voice and are willing to speak out on behalf of you and your family's freedoms.
So we're going to have a song. And whilst the music's playing, the charity buckets are going to come round, and all those donations go towards Urban Scoop, and they help families that are going through similar problems that Tommy is and his family, all those political prisoners, banged up, unjust. They always start the music when I'm speaking. You get the picture. And there's also going to be some hats coming round for sale. So hats and buckets and music, and then we got Maya Tusi coming on the stage.
Thank you very much, Peter McElveda. Couple of announcements. First one is if there's buckets in the crowd, if you can start passing all the buckets back to the front of the crowd, because we want to get that money in before it disappears and goes into those white police vehicles at the back of the crowd. We don't want it going there. We want it going into here. So bring the buckets up. If you haven't put money in the buckets, do it now. And we're going to introduce a song by Tracy Chapman called Talking About a Revolution. And jump up and down.
Tommy Robinson has made millions and millions of dollars from being a so-called political prisoner. He and his team have been heavily fundraising off the back of the idea that he is in prison for telling the truth and for talking about grooming gangs. These things are absolutely objectively false. The Facebook videos and then the documentary Silenced, which ultimately landed Tommy in jail, are not about grooming gangs at all. They were a platform to spread his defamation about one young boy and the things he stated as fact about this kid, that he used to beat up girls in school, threaten to rape girls in school, bring knives to school, stab students. All of this was absolutely conclusively proven to be lies. Again, if you're in any doubt about this, I urge you to watch my review of Silenced, which you can find in the description and pinned comment, with an open mind. What everyone needs to understand is it doesn't matter if you agree with Tommy's politics or what he says about immigration. If you have donated to Tommy's cause based on the idea that he is a political prisoner who is in jail for telling the truth, then there is no two ways about it. You have been scammed. In my opinion, you are entitled to a refund, and I would support anyone who becomes part of a class action lawsuit to recoup your losses.
Are out here in support of Tommy, and next to me we got a young lady by the name of Shalini, and she will be at speakers.
We love Tommy Robinson and we love this country.
Why do you love Tommy Robinson so much, Shalini?
Because he is standing for the country and for the good of the country, for the children's safety, for the family safety, and he is doing his best. But the wicked, evil politicians, they have put him behind the bars, and we want Tommy Robinson out.